Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Professor Crazy, a comedian, stand-up researcher, and entertainer. Today, I'm taking you into the colorful world of office life, packed with drama from endless meetings to printers with their own agendas. Get ready to laugh out loud. Let's dive in. Hey, everyone. So, have you ever felt like life at the office is like an endless soap opera episode? I'm sure many of you who work in an office know exactly what I mean. On your first day, you think, wow, cool. New office, new environment. It's going to be exciting. But after a few days, you start to realize that the office is more like Survivor Office Edition. First of all, let's talk about meetings. Office meetings are like plot twists in a horror movie. You never know when they'll end. Have you ever been in a meeting that was scheduled for just 30 minutes, but ended up lasting 3 hours? By the 90th minute, you start thinking, is this a marathon? I didn't bring a snack. Every time someone says, just one more point, I'm ready to pull out a sleeping bag. And you've definitely met a boss who thinks meetings are their time to shine. They'll talk endlessly about the company's vision and marketing strategy until we all forget what the meeting was originally about. I once had a boss who, when they spoke, all I could think was, do they realize we don't understand a single word they're saying? Then there's the office printer. The office printer is like a moody child. It only works when it feels like it. Sometimes it turns on, sometimes it doesn't. And sometimes it prints documents we sent 2 weeks ago. And never, I repeat, never try to print something urgently. There will always be an issue. Paper jam, out of ink, or suddenly displaying error 404, printer not found. Like seriously, I just touched you. Speaking of printers, here's a funny story. One day, my friend John was in a hurry to print an important report. He was panicking, sweating, checking the time, and finally he said to the printer, please, just this once, work properly. The printer was silent, but it seemed like it could sense John's desperation. Suddenly it turned on and printed perfectly. John immediately said, thanks, bro, and patted the printer. We all burst out laughing. Now let's talk about colleagues who like to borrow things without asking. This is something that annoys us all. There's one colleague in my office who loves to borrow pens. Every day he says, hey, can I borrow a pen? At first I was kind, sure. After a while I started to wonder, does he even own a pen? Eventually I bought pens with my name printed on them in big letters. Guess what? They still disappeared. Then there are those who like to borrow chargers. This is even worse. Chargers are like gold in the office. They're expensive and often go missing. One day, I was looking for my charger and it was gone. I asked around until I found it on Booty's desk. I asked, hey, isn't this my charger? He casually replied, oh yeah, I thought it was the office charger. I had to restrain myself from throwing a stapler at him. And let's not forget the microwave drama in the pantry. Every office has a microwave that everyone fights over. During lunch hour, lining up for the microwave is like lining up for free groceries. One time, I was in line, and someone put salted fish in the microwave. Within seconds, the smell of salted fish spread throughout the floor. We all just had to endure it, trying not to gag. Then there's David, who loves to share his personal stories at the office. Every day, he has a new story. From his love life drama to complaints about his noisy neighbors. The funny part is, he always looks for a new victim to listen to his rants. When we see David approaching, we all suddenly become busy. Someone suddenly remembers they have a meeting, and another pretends to be on a phone call. Our creativity gets seriously tested every time David shows up. And who can forget the coffee machine drama? The office coffee machine is supposed to be our savior in the morning. But when it breaks down, it can ruin our mood for the entire day. One morning, the coffee machine wouldn't turn on. Everyone panicked, like there was a fire alarm. Suddenly, Steve, who's usually quiet, became an impromptu technician. He dismantled the coffee machine like a pro, and the result? It still didn't work. That day, office productivity dropped by 50%. Then, there are the lunchtime habits in the office. Some bring their own lunch, and others buy from outside. But there's always that one person whose lunch makes everyone on the floor jealous. Every time they open their lunchbox, the aroma makes everyone turn their heads. One day, Clara brought a lunch that smelled incredibly delicious. I asked, "Clara, what did you bring?" She replied, "Oh, just some regular pasta." I thought, "Regular? This smells like a five-star restaurant." Speaking of lunch, there's also the story of the colleague who loves to sample other people's food. This habit is incredibly annoying. One day, I bought pizza for lunch. I left it for a moment, and when I came back, half of it was gone. I asked, "Who ate my pizza?" Mark casually said, "Oh, I just took one slice. You don't mind, right?" In my mind, I said, "I don't mind as long as you know I'm reporting this to HR." And finally, there's the story about office events, which are always full of drama. Every year, there's an office outing meant to be refreshing, but ends up being a new drama episode. Last year, we went to the beach. Everything was going smoothly, until Tony, who can't swim, decided to try surfing. 5 minutes later, he was caught in the current, and we all panicked. Luckily, there was a lifeguard who quickly came to the rescue. Since then, every time there's an outing, Tony's always the butt of the jokes. So, those are a few stories about office life, full of drama, but it's precisely these moments that make us laugh together. Every day, something happens that makes us think, why does this have to happen at work? But in the end, it's these things that make us enjoy being in the office. Without drama, office life would be incredibly boring. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed these funny stories from office life. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more hilarious stories from me, Professor Crazy. Remember, behind every serious job, there's always a funny side we can enjoy. See you in the next video. Stay crazy and keep laughing.